everyone. My name is Yaki. This is Zach, and this is Hunter. This is Monique. And really quick question. How many of you all, if you went home with a baby, a newborn or a toddler, you might accidentally harm the child? Just being honest. Okay, and I'm not asking this question because I think that you guys are some insane child abuser. It's just that we, as adults or as parents or as aunts and uncles, may not know the dangers that we impose upon small children. So this is where we come to the picture. We're going to give you some tips and tricks on how to properly take care of your baby. What I'm going to do specifically is I'm going to train you guys on what not to do. So if you guys avoid doing what I'm going to show you right now, chances are you're going to be about 90% on your way to making sure that your baby lives safe, happily, healthily. Okay, so in no particular order, the first thing I'm going to suggest that you never do is never shake your baby. It's not uncommon for us to get annoyed because the baby is crying. The sound of crying is annoying at the least. So sometimes people may think if they give their baby just a little shake, it can cause your baby to be quiet. And yes, that will cause your baby to be quiet. You know why the baby's going to be quiet? Because it's probably going to be dead. What you can do is end up shaking your baby so hard that it can cause them to have brain damage and actually die. Shake your baby syndrome. I'm sure we've all heard of that. So tip number one, never shake your baby. Tip number two, you should never sleep with your baby. Your baby, like I said, will be crying at all hours of the night because it needs to eat every 4 to 6 hours or even more. So you may think, let me just put this baby in bed with me. It's going to avoid me having to walk in the hallway, around the corner, to another room because this baby is crying and I'm tired. So you may think it's okay to have your little baby in the bed with you and you may sleep right next to it. Well, unfortunately, you would be really tired. So what you would do is roll over on top of your baby and end up smothering your small child. Again, your baby will be quiet because it will be dead. Tip number three is you should never feed your baby adult food. Me, I love trail mix, so M&Ms, raisins, peanuts, they're delicious. I eat them all the time. However, your baby may reach, like, I want some, I want some. You may think, okay, it's a good idea to give your baby some of your candy. You pop a peanut in your baby's mouth, and next thing you know, your baby's blue because it's choking. So then you have to end up giving the baby Heimlich maneuver, peanuts will shoot out of its mouth, the baby can't breathe. You may again accidentally kill your child or niece, nephew, grandchild, whatever the case may be, because you've decided to feed it adult food. Another thing that we will do is we will play. We will play with our child, our niece, nephew, or whatever the case may be. All is fine and dandy while we're saying, yay, yay, catching it. But what happens if you go, yay, and you accidentally not catch your child? Your baby has some crazy contusion, it's bleeding all over your floor. You again killed your child. The last tip that I'm going to give you guys is that you're going to have to do things like change your baby. So you may put your baby down, whatever the case may be, to change the diaper. You may get a call on your cell phone, the door may ring, phone may ring, you may have to run to the bathroom, and you inadvertently leave your child unattended. You walk away, and the next thing you know, your baby has goo goo gaga and rolls off the changing station. Again, you've just killed your child. All of that was to say, those are 5 to 6 tips on what not to do. And again, if you avoid those things, chances are you will have a nice, long-living, healthy baby. So those are things that you should never do. I'm going to pass the floor over to Zach. He's going to tell you some things that you should absolutely do. Here's Monique.
Thank you. Hello, Monique. So to begin, you're going to want to get a baby done, and you want to check if your baby's crying. So if your baby's not crying, then put it down, and you're good to go. Go on with your day. But if your baby is crying, then your baby's life could be in danger. So you want to follow these steps to make sure your baby stays alive. So first of all, you want to check if your baby is hungry. As Yaki said, babies have to eat pretty often. Believe it or not, they can't feed themselves. So as inconvenient as it is, you're going to want to make sure that when they're crying, that they're not hungry, because that's usually what it is. So to do that, you want to give them some milk. So you get like a bottle. It's not a real bottle, but you get the idea. And if they're young, you give them some milk or formula. If they're older, you can give them soft foods like mashed potatoes or whatever. And if they eat it and they stop crying, then mystery solved. You can put the baby back down and move on with your day. So next step, if the baby is still crying and the baby rejects the food, then you're going to want to check for some smells. So smells are important because they give you some key identifying information, such as if the baby's on fire, the baby needs a bath, or if the diaper is full. more than likely, if you smell something bad, it's probably because the diaper is full, so you're gonna want to change it. So to change it, you put the baby down, take the dirty diaper off. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna rip it off because this one's stuck, and then you're gonna want to throw that shit out. So now, if your baby sucks at using diapers, they're gonna make a mess of themselves. So you gotta clean them up. Okay, so you wipe them up with some baby wipes, because that's what they're for, and you get your new diaper and you put it back on. And now they're happy and not crying anymore. But if they're still crying, and you find, let's say you find no smells, and they're still crying, then you're gonna wanna check if they're sick. So to check if they're sick, it's pretty easy. You get this thing, it's called a baby thermometer, and it tells you the temperature. And all you gotta do is just like this, stick it in the ear. And if it says 98.8 or 98.6 and you're good, if it's higher than that, then you're gonna wanna go to the doctor. And usually the best way to go to the doctor is in the car. So in order to take a baby in a car, you wanna put the baby in a car seat. Now I know you're all thinking, all cars already have car seats. Well, you can't just stick a baby in shotgun and go on your way. You're gonna need what's called a baby car seat, a rear-facing baby car seat. Now these things cost about as much as cars, so you're gonna want to be careful with it. You put it facing in reverse to the front of the car, and then you strap the baby in. It's important to strap the baby in so obviously they don't roll out, because that would also be bad. Now, if there's no fever and the baby's still crying, then there's a few last things you can try. So you can try giving them a pacifier, because babies like to tease on things, and that might satisfy that. You could try swaddling them, wrapping them in a big blanket. Everyone likes that to be comfortable. Or you can try playing music, see what they like, and then if that calms them down, then you're fine. Now, if you decide that they're still crying and you go to the ER, and the reason why they're crying is because they're underneath a dresser, then I can't help you, and Hunter's gonna have to show you how to take care of your home and baby-proof it.
Thanks, Zach. Good, thank you. Okay, so we like to think of our home, our house, our apartment as a safe place. However, when a child's concerned, safe takes on a whole different meaning. Here's a picture of a room. It might look like an ordinary room, maybe like one you have in your house. How many safety violations do you think are here in this room? Any idea? A lot. The answer is 7. Let's break them down one at a time. The first danger is the balloon. If you would. Thank you. Balloons are dangerous because many of them are made of latex materials that can form around your child's throat and cause them to suffocate if they were to swallow them. Unfortunately, balloons also have a very bad habit of popping, sending pieces all over your house. If you have a balloon pop, make sure that you clean up all the pieces and never leave, unused balloons just lying around. Always supervise your child when they're using balloons. Next comes pocket change. Pocket change is pretty dangerous because it's also a choking hazard. Unfortunately, you'll probably discover that you have it all over your house. So you've got to be vigilant in picking it all up and putting it in a place where your child can't find it. Next, appropriately, following change are power outlets. It is with power outlets and usually various metal objects that most children make their first discovery of electricity. You're going to want to put sliding protective covers on your outlets just to make sure that your little scientists don't receive any successful electrical results. Now, as they grow up, kids are always exploring the world around them. Apparently when they're younger, this means the mandatory taste testing of any object they can find. You'll never know if you like it unless you've tried it, as parents are always telling us. However, certain things could actually poison kids. Soaps, medicines, other cleaning fluids. Make sure that you keep these on a very high shelf or in a locked closet where your kid can't get to it. Now the next thing we're going to look at are furniture. Kids, of course, have a lot of energy, and chances are running around your house sometime, eventually there's going to be a collision with a piece of furniture. You might not be able to do anything to prevent this 100%, but you can soften the blow at least. Get corner protectors for your furniture to cushion the nastiest part of usually most collisions. Next, we're going to address the iron in the background there. It really is standing as a substitute for any small corded object. Little hands will grab these cords and pull whatever is attached to them off the counter onto unsuspecting children. When you're done using appliances like this, you gotta unplug them, wrap up the cord, and put them up somewhere where kids can't get to it. Finally, we have an unattended purse or handbag. Really a treasure trove of mystery that no kid could ever resist. Unfortunately, it is probably also containing cosmetics, medicines, hard candies, and other things you wouldn't want your child playing around with. By now you've probably got the routine. Put it up somewhere high where your child can't get to it. So, taking care of a kid is a wonderful, rewarding, and yes, somewhat trying experience. Whether you're a first-time parent or old parents who are just returning to gather new information or to brush up on some things, we hope this talk about how to raise a child has been both engaging, enlightening, and profitable for you. Thank you.